bale wrap error. Great. All right, that was working fine when we tested it back at the shop, getting this bale set up. And today we're going to be finding out if my used round baler was a pretty decent buy or the biggest lemon this side of the Mississippi. For those who aren't regular viewers, I bought this thing probably a month or two ago. I spent like a solid week going through everything on it, replaced a bunch of chains, did a bunch of maintenance. Fairly optimistic that it's going to work, but not entirely sure. I've never run a round baler before, so that's what's gonna make today interesting. Anyway, let's get it hooked up to the tractor and lubricate it, and I guess head out to the field. Wonder how this thing's gonna do with the baler. Now I'm trying to go over this machine and find any problems before they arise this year for a change. And going through this, you know, there's not really all that much to grease on a round baler. There's a lot to oil, but not many grease fittings. So I did what few there are on the machine, at least that I could find, and then figured this would be a good opportunity to grease everything on the tractor. Now, for anybody who's been wondering, this is why we check things over before we use them. Well, it's a mixture of this and dealer incompetence and screwy people who sell used farm equipment, but it is nice to find things like this before we start the machine up. All right, so the good news is I got all the chains oiled. Bad news is the baler's making a new sound, and it sounds like there's a couple of gongs or like a big wind chime in there banging around. Concerning. I've been looking all over this thing. I cannot actually find anything, which to my very limited knowledge would be causifying that. Now I will say this baler is one heavy pig. Oh, this is gonna be cozy, because driving out here with either the mower or the rake, I'm gonna get off the side of the road here for this guy. Driving out here with either the mower or the rake, I could do the whole thing in 5th gear unless the road was too rough, and a lot of it I did in 6th gear, which is overdrive. Well, today 5th gear is the new 6th and 4th is the new 5th. I'm traveling at least a gear slower than at any other time. And when I accelerate from a stop or whatever, I feel that back there. That machine's probably 5,000 or 6,000 pounds. That's not to say the tractor can't do it, or that it can't do it quickly. It just takes forever to get up to speed now. Doesn't sound like much, but we got to keep in mind this is ultimately a 70 horsepower diesel. It's not a 6.7 Ford or whatever. In fact, I bet we could do this hill a little faster. Because this road is fairly rough. At least we have an absolutely beautiful day to come out here and hopefully not destroy this machine. Aha! Made it all the way into 6th gear, which is really 12th gear, with this stupid baler behind me. We're coming up on the field. Like I said, guys, I've never done this before. This is my first time ever running a round baler. Not many things make me nervous, but this sure does. I'm sure nobody's coming. This field entrance isn't that bad. Still makes me a little nervous. I hope we don't bottom out the baler pickup going through here. Just take it slow. Engageify the PTO. We are in the hay and it is going in. Woo boy! Maximum nervousness. Alright. Stuffing it in one side, which I could tell, but I don't have a clue what I'm doing, so we're gonna run on hay into the other side. Sure glad I have this bale monitor thing, because like I said, I have absolutely no idea what I'm doing and I don't want to misrepresentify myself. We need more hay on the right side. Oh, this is exhilarating. This is exhilarating. It's eating it. Oh! Okay, nope, false alarm. I thought we were getting a little backed up there. Those bale-shaped bars are climbing pretty high. Hey, the good news is this is smoothed way, way, way out. The vibration has, I think just from the mass of all that hay. This is the part where I turn this corner, look back and see the tailgate's been open the whole time or something. I'm so nervous here. All right, totally botched that turn, but whatever. Come on, gag that down. Hopefully that hay gets, that mass of hay just gets sucked in. Got pretty close. The tractor's grunting a little bit. Need more hay on the right side. Man, I did not make these windrows straight at all. 42 inches, I told it to stop at 48. I want to make small bales, especially at first, because I don't know what this machine can really take. You know, obviously it's not new. If things are fatigued, I don't want to have it do a full 6-foot bale. 44 inches, oh, we are getting so close. Watching that bale shape monitor. It's like, why aren't you starting? There we go. Should be it's tying, or well, it's supposed to be wrapping. Error. All right. What's going on here? Bale wrap error. Great. All right, that was working fine when we tested it back at the shop, getting this bale set up. The baler may or may not have been set to twine, and we wanted it set to net wrap. I told you this is amateur hour, but that mistake would make me extremely happy right now. Let's find out if that's the case. All right, let's see. Wrap. Manual net, yeah, wrap. Do it, come on. Ain't got time for this. Got other things to break. Don't know what's happening, but it looks like something. What in the world is that? And another error message. From what my limited inspection could reveal, all that stuff was working properly. We went through the net wrap system, set up the sensor with the proper clearance and everything. So I'm hoping I got really lucky here, and the reason why it's not working is because it was set to tie with twine, which of course we're not doing. And so that's where the error message came from. Then I kind of interrupted it, switching it into net wrap, and so everything's just dicked. So we're gonna do, let's try this. We're gonna tell it to retract. Yeah, all right, we're gonna tell it to start. We're gonna tell it to wrap. That's bad. Now it says actuator error. I wonder if that has anything to do with the bird's nest I threw out this morning. Now it's not telling me that we have either a full bale or it's time to wrap the bale, which is odd. All right, let's eat a little more of this hay. Let's see if that changes. Clear the alarm, done. Retract the actuator, which it is, it just moved. Press wrap and it wraps just fine.
Why is mine not wrapping just fine?
Now we're back to heavy. That's bad. You can see it's taking net wrap. Alright, that should be plenty of net wrap. Alright, so I think I actually did have the net wrap in there properly, but I think everything was just kind of dicked based on starting without the net wrap properly. So we're just going to try another bale now that we know that that's in there right, and see what happens. It's set to automatic. Net wrap, actuator looks good, tailgate looks good, no error messages yet. Here we go. All things considered, and I know this is famous last word stuff to say, things are going pretty well considering I've never done this before. All right, we're getting there. Full bale. It's taking wrap. All right. Well, that's the problem then. It's just not cutting this net wrap. So worst case scenario, I'm gonna have to get out and sever this like every bale. Tis Mechanic Steve, who's found me in my natural habitat with a broken baler in the middle of a field. Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Welcome. All right, I'll wait to explain this until Steve comes over here so that way he can laugh at me. So here's the thing, everything works. That's the good news. The problem is the part of it which is supposed to keep it from stopping the net wrap, it doesn't work. However, the good news is last time, the second bale, the reason why it didn't work is because I left it in a safety locked position so the knife can't come down. I just discovered that and unlocked it, so we're gonna cut it, dump this bale, and then try again. All right, that was my fail today. I'll make sure everybody's standing clear. Run this for just a second just to get the last piece of net in there. Clutch is working, bale's out. All right, we might actually be in business now, son of a gun. All right, we're going. We have Ethan, right? I get you two mixed up. Ethan, one of Steven Cox Mechanics kids, is in here. I told him they can take turns riding in this thing. All right, let's see what happens. We're going. It is eating hay. Bale-shaped thing doesn't even look too terribly jacked. All right, we've completed our first row other than all the stuff I missed, which is a lot. So we're gonna go into this windrow. 34 inches. I set it to 60 inches because it thinks the bales are like 20% larger than they are in terms of height. Stopping the twine. Error. Shoot. Well, at least it actually is baling. Like I said, worst case scenario, I have to get out and jack with this thing after every single bale, which would suck. Still less trouble than square baling though. All right, let's go bother your dad. All right, so what we got going on here is this knife that's supposed to come down and cut this wrap. Doesn't look like it's going down quite far enough. Either that or it is, and it's not really supposed to be sharp. It's supposed to just kind of grab this stuff. Yeah, there's a knife on the bottom side of that. Just don't put any hands down in there. But that's what's happening. It's only cutting it like halfway.
No strap razors to it?
Basically. I bet I can, in like 20 seconds, stop this thing, hop out, cut this by hand, dump it, and get on with life. I'm almost tempted to just bale this field this way. Here, let me...
I can just ride right here. What could possibly go wrong?
Actuator is up here. And that little hydraulic looking thing is what operates that.
It's like a gate opener.
Yeah, it probably is. So for those that don't know, Mechanic Steve, he, believe it or not, makes videos beyond coming out and bailing me out of stuff. He was there the day the Zetter died, and also today, I should have thought to bother you with the square baler, but he's got a really cool channel, all sorts of heavy equipment, repair type stuff. And what are we gonna do? Just try to figure out why that thing it's only dropping down so far and see if we can adjust that one bolt so the little knife thing comes down further?
There's like an adjustment on the side that we don't really know what it does, so we're just gonna tighten it down and see what happens.
Oh yeah, just like all the way. I'll run home and weld it in place real fast.
Well, I do know a welder here in Cleburne, so in case we need somebody that can actually weld.
It's a different town every time. Hey, you know there's a step on the other side, or he knows, he doesn't care.
Yeah, that'll do.
Cool. Hey look, I've produced bales. Look at that farm in action. Farming Simulator IRL today. Oh yeah.
At least you got a little bit of breeze today.
Oh, it is so nice. Okay, time for bale number however many. Everyone's clear. Gonna run this for a second to separate that wrap. Gotta dump this bale. I can't remember what the key is for this. I think it's F. I have to do it the old school way. Use the handle. All right. Okay, so baler's on. All right, Chooch, here we go. We just ate a chunk of something. Man, this thing bales nice once it's got something in there to hold it down from all that bouncing action. All right, here we go. Let's see what happens.
That sound, it's ready for the bale.
Son of a gun, I think it worked. Let's see if the twine pulls when we dump this. Hey, your dad's a genius. I think he fixed it. Literally one bolt.
That'd be crazy.
Here we go.
All I need it is one bolt.
Yeah, it's always the little things in life that cause problems. Hey, that's a pretty good looking bale. Son of a gun, your dad fixed it. Mechanic Steve, everyone.
Yeah! Yeah!
Alright, you're probably gonna have to switch off with your brother every few rounds. It looks like he wants to ride here too. See if we can drop a few of these in a row here. I'm gonna go back the other way around this field. That is not a good sound.
Of course, that was going to be cut because he cut it with his knife. And away it goes.
All right, let's see. We'll dump this bale. Steve and I are messing with this. Since I don't read owner's manuals, I'm kidding, I did study that one. I left Steve with the owner's manual, and we are going to drive around this field a couple more times.
Okay.
Alright, so when this 30 gets to a 60, that's when we got to drop this bale. Hey, we are doing it. The guy was right. This was a mostly field-ready baler. It did need some adjustments. I can't remember if I bought anything for it. I bought a gauge and some little stuff, but it's pretty much actually ready to go. It has not been the case with most things I've bought in my life.
Yeah.
Run over this hay and then turn wide here, so hopefully the pickup stays over the windrow. And it did more so than last time, so we're getting there. 56 inches hay. We're gonna dump this right beside your dad's truck. Alright, so that net wrap is gonna start spinning. It worked. Son of a gun, it worked.
Yay, hey. That rhymes.
Yeah, it does. Alright, let's slowly accelerate here. Wow, why can't they all work like that? Cool, not bad for a machine that cost like 1/5 or 1/6 as much as a new one and has 7,000 bales on it out of a life expectancy of hopefully 20 or 30,000. But who knows what's really wrong with this that we don't know yet and how long it'll really last. 56 inches, pretty close.
Yep.
I'm getting ready to stop this thing.
Let's see if it worked the second time.
Yep, it did. Hey, your dad's really good at this. By the way, I was picking on him earlier, but he didn't actually do anything wrong. The problem was that the net wrap is supposed to go in like a spring into the start of the machine, and it just fell out. I don't know if that's something either of us did, if we bumped something loose, or if it just plain and simple fell out. But he took one look at it and was like, "It's this bolt!" And we've been good ever since.